That's just sports, baby.
Crowd goes wild. Strawberry ice, bringing fire and style. Reds, Bengals, Bearcats, all in my zone. This is my stage, my mic, my throne. Boom, like a hammer, I'm breaking the game. Strawberry ice, you're gonna know my name. Sports Talk Thunder, hear the podcast roar. Cincy's fine is kicking down the door. Step into the ring where the passion ignites. Talking sports all day and all night. From the field to the court to the rowing stands. Strawberry ice with the world in my hands. Boom, like a hammer, I'm breaking the game. Strawberry ice, you're gonna know my name. Sports Talk Thunder, hear the podcast roar. Cincy's fine is kicking down the door.
Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome to the show. This is Sports with Strawberry Ice. I'm your host, the Iceman, Jeff Trunapole. And as always, I bring you sports from a West Side point of view right here in the great city of Cincinnati, Ohio. And as always, I'm coming to you live from the Ice Cave. And of course, the Ice Cave is brought to you by Priority Lawn and Landscaping. You guys need that grass cut. You need some landscaping done. You need, I don't know, anything. I mean, literally anything. Well, that goes with lawn and landscaping. Think Priority Lawn and Landscaping. Don't just think it. Call them. Give them a call, 513-430-6114. That's 513-430-6114. You can also follow them on Facebook. And when you message them on Facebook or you call Johnny, tell them you heard about him from Sports with Strawberry Ice. What is up to everybody in the chat? We got Stranger in there. We got Brad in there. Crypt Keepers in there. And Jana Field. What is up? We have a former Bengal in here. What's up, Jenty? What's going on, brother? It's day one of Bengals Training Camp. I did a little video earlier today of the video sights and sounds that I was able to get. It was packed. I was pretty much stationed between the canopy for where you enter and Tony and Mo football show. So my space for my to see was like right about there. So my videos aren't that great, but I highly recommend you go watch them. Joe Burrow said it wasn't a very good practice. Defense looked really good, which, hey, this time of year, that's what you want. The defense should look better than the offense. Had some good plays. Still no Trey, still no Shemar. But the season has officially kicked off. Football is back, baby. And I am excited, extremely excited about it. With that being said, let's get to my guest for today. He used to be in Cincinnati. Now he's in San Diego. He does a fantasy football show, Fantasy Bankroll. He's none other than Rob Baker. What's up,
I love
Rob?
the picture, man.
Hey, look, that's a badass. Freaking badass. That's all I got to say. What is going on, brother?
Oh, not much. Just getting back from good old Cincinnati for the weekend, seeing everybody.
Yeah, we had a good weekend, didn't we? We did.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Okay, this is just a crazy comment here. Did King Ritter look good, like he could steal Burrow's job? No, that's no. Not even close.
We're not there yet.
But thanks for your comment. I'm glad Ritter is back in Cincinnati. I think back in the Bengals uniform, but back in Cincinnati. People have asked me, why you think they did that. I'm like, if you can have a third-string quarterback who has damn near had a season and a half of NFL starts under his belt, and he's your third string, I'll take it. I mean, Rob, my opinion of this is a future move. Jake Browning is going to be a free agent at the end of this year. Most likely he's going to move on. They're probably not going to pay him to keep him because Jake probably wants to go somewhere where he maybe has a shot to be a starting QB. I think he proven a couple of years ago when Joe was hurt that he deserves at least a shot at being a starting QB. So he might move on. So I think this is a future move. But either way, you got a third string quarterback that has multiple starts under his belt. Sign me up.
Yeah, I think it's a smart move. I mean, even through camp, because we know Burrow, I mean, even though they said he's going to play more this preseason than he ever has, it's still good to have, like you said, somebody who can who's seen different looks, different, played in different games, different experiences. So never hurts to have experience on the team.
Exactly. But how excited are you that we are back to football? I am ecstatic.
I mean, it's the best part of the year.
It's like Christmas in July.
It's adult Christmas. Football's back.
Football, baby. It was cool seeing Burrow out there. In his words, the offense didn't look great, which it didn't. Defense looked pretty good. I know Cam Taylor-Britt made a play on T. Higgins. That was pretty good. Like, the problem for me, where I was standing and they had the 7-on-7, they were going away from me. So it was kind of hard for me to exactly see what was going on. Now, if I ever get to be a part of the media, all my friends on Media Row had a great view of it.
That's always the problem with training camp, man.
I know. He's like,
all the action, no matter what it is always on the other side.
On the other side. Well, I had about a window about this big because Tony and Mo were doing their radio show, and then the tent to get in or whatever was right there. So I was in the shade, so that wasn't too bad. So we'll see. Greg here. Let's see. Trey is getting $550,000 per practice and missing $800,000 with games starting with the preseason. Yep. Way that usually happens or usually works out is they either work they give him the fines back or they give him more money in his contract is how, from what I've been told, with the fine. So yes, he's losing the money now, but most likely he will get it back. Rob, let's just start there. What's your thoughts on the whole Trey Hendrickson thing? Is it the agent's fault? Is it the Bengals' fault? Is it Trey's fault? What's your thoughts on it?
Let me see. How can I break this down percentage-wise? I'll give some fault to Trey's agent, because he's been kind of opening his mouth the last couple of years and saying stuff, right? That's kind of made things a little worse. That being said, this is one of the, I think a lot of people said, right? This is one of those where the Bengals should have got ahead even sooner. Granted, they signed him early. He's playing for $16 million. That's great. You got him for that deal, right? You got him way earlier than you should have. This is the one time where you got him earlier than they should have. It's time to pay up. I mean, not only are they in a bad situation with the edge rush help right now, with obviously Shemar, which we'll talk about here in a little bit, but everyone said it ad nauseum. He's clearly the best defensive player you have. What's the holdup? I mean, we're in again another part of the Joe Burrow window that we're talking about, something that might hold them up. The defense was already horrible. Now let's get rid of let's have issues with our best defensive player. Yeah, seems ridiculous.
Not a good look. Now, one thing I'll give Richard Skinner credit for this. He said this before on my show, and he said it today earlier on the Skinny podcast, and he's right. Trey missing the first week of camp, if it's just that, isn't that big of a deal. He's an edge rusher. It's not a whole lot. Go chase the quarterback. There may be some stunts or something he can work on. Long as Trey stays in shape, it shouldn't be that big of a. Hopefully, I don't want it to go all the way till right before training camp, or right before the season starts. I'm hoping by next week he comes back from his vacation in Florida. That's what I'm calling it. He went to Florida. You go to Florida on vacation, so he's going on vacation before he gets to spend some more time with his family and stuff before the season starts. So, but the point of this whole thing is the part that I've had a problem with is his agent, and I said this a couple years ago, after Trey signed the extension and then he threatened to retire or whatever, wasn't happy with his extension. He signed it. His agent is the one that's talked him into signing the extension. So now they're trying to play hardball with him. So to me, the Bengals kind of like, and if you listen to what they've said, and Mike Brown said it yesterday, we've dealt with them before, In their mind, in the Bengals' mind, sounds like that they think they're going to cave. And Trey, I think, is pretty hell-bent on not caving. And the part that I thought was interesting, I brought me yesterday's show, is where I always thought it was like the length of the contract. From what Trey's saying, it's the length of the guarantees. Basically, it sounds like the Bengals are willing to guarantee 1 year, but nothing beyond that. So, and Trey obviously he wants some guarantee. I think he wants a 3-year deal. I'll be shocked if the Bengals give him a 3-year deal. I think it might be a 2-year deal, which technically would be a 3-year deal because he's still under contract for this year.
Yeah.
That's the point. That's the sticky point to me. So I'm hoping that Trey takes off Florida. His agent and them are knocking this out. But were you surprised about that? Trey came out and said that it was the guarantees and not necessarily the length, because I thought we were always led to believe that was the length of the contract.
I think it was going to be. I don't know. I mean, this seems like it's been all over the place as far as what I've heard. Like it's been the length of the guarantees, the length of the contract. So I'm not really sure as far as. I mean, honestly, as far as this is concerned, I've just been kind of taking the information as it comes in and then trying to assess, right? And
right, that's what
I just want, honestly, at this point, I just want them to get him signed and get him back in there. So if it's a mix of, it's always negotiations, right? So you got to have it's give and take on both sides, right? So I'm not in there, so it's hard for me to say who's not given enough. We always know who, excuse me, who historically we have heard doesn't give much edge or budge much. So,
yeah.
But at this point, like whatever it is, like if it's the guarantees for him or whatever it is, just get it figured out. That's all. Like that's basically where I'm at. Like it's drug on the whole off season. Whatever the issue's been, there can't be that many issues, and we've known whatever the top three have been. Let's get them all figured out.
Yeah,
and let's get training camp, and let's fucking go.
And the thing is too, one thing I do like it that Trey kind of left, because it is less distracting. I mean, last year with Chase's kind of hold in, that was more distracting than anything else. And Patriots 12, thanks for joining again. No, we're not sending him to you, but thank you again for joining. I appreciate the comment. So with Trey,
I've seen like 5 of those different, not today, but different teams who are like, Trey's coming to us. I have a buddy who's a Seahawks fan, and that's all he keeps saying.
No, it's just like when everybody kept saying, oh, they kept put T. Higgins in all these different uniforms. Yeah, we're not trading Trey. We're not trading. He's going to play for us at least this year. I know that for a fact.
Looks good, but I know what uniform he's going to be wearing.
Yeah, it's this one right here. But the point of this is, I'll go back to what Skinny said. Him missing summer camp isn't horrible. Now, switch that to Shemar Stewart. Him missing any part of camp is horrible for him, and this is where his agent and who put it? Paul said this. He said, so we can agree that the agents aren't serving their customers right. I really think this with Hillis, the agent for Shemar Stewart. Shemar is not looking to me at the big picture. He's got this great opportunity for a team who they're, like you just said, they're number one defensive player, their number one pass, the leading sack getter the last 2 years is not in training camp. We knew there's a very good likelihood he wasn't going to be there. Shemar is missing a golden, and I mean a golden opportunity to get into camp, get into practice, and try to establish himself as a guy that the Bengals can count on to get snaps. I mean, he would have been even with Joseph Osai and Miles Murphy, I think, as far as snaps goes.
I mean, just based on first round pick, they're going to want to work him in.
Right now, if you come, whenever he comes in, he's going to be behind everybody else, and he's already, there's already a knock on him that, well, he's a some people say he's a project. I'm not necessarily saying that, but he's got stuff to do, and that's where I'm like, I get it. You don't want the wording in there. Suck it up and just sign the contract. You're going to get all of your money. Just don't go to jail. Don't do anything detrimental to the team. I don't understand why that's so hard.
Well, not only like you said, did he know Trey might be out, but that there's basically a whole new defensive coaching staff. What better way to come in and just establish yourself right off the bat, right? Like, hey, all these new coaches is, whatever the numbers, whatever the talk is, I'm coming in, I'm working hard, I'm listening, and I'm ready to learn.
Put your head down and go to work.
And he might be ready to learn. I don't know, but it's hard to be ready to learn when you're
in Texas,
2,000 miles away. So,
Crip, what are you talking about? He said, "Ooh, shit, Jeffrey! Breaking news, gentlemen! Guess who signed their contract?" Oh,
I knew it. It had troll written all over it, man.
Yeah, next 3 months. Ooh, we suck again. You suck there, cat Crip.
We suck again.
We suck again. But with going to training camp here, with what Burrow said, with the comments he said about how camp, or this wasn't a very good practice for them. That's not alarming for me, because one, you have T, you have Shemar, and you have Joe, all healthy and all in this camp. They're going to get this going, and this is going to be a big it's a big season for all three of them, a big season for this defense as well. What, just from the videos and stuff that you saw from training camp and everything, what kind of stood out to you for today in training camp?
I mean, so we talked offline. I was traveling back from Cincinnati late last night, and then my kids with school, so I didn't get to see probably all the videos.
Yeah, right.
I got to see a few of the ones that were posted, and like you said, defense is all, I was kind of seeing across the board, right? I saw Joe getting nothing open and having to force and scramble and run to the left. Even tried to pull up and throw and still couldn't find anything, and then had to run more. So I'm sure everybody saw the one where Miles took the little stab to the outside and then cut inside.
I like that video though.
Yeah.
Miles looked good day one.
Yeah. So, and then you heard the coaches too, right? It's always good, right? When you hear coaches who are excited, right? Like, right. Way to go, Miles, or there you go, Miles. So, yeah. And then I don't know who got the other video, the outside pressure. I don't know if it was Osai, but outside to Burrow's left. And he kind of had to quick step up and he tried to squeeze one in. And I don't know who, I think it was,
Yoshi.
No, I think he was trying to squeeze it into Yoshi. I'm trying to think who got the breakup. Actually, I don't remember who it was.
It was the linebacker. It
was it Carter?
No, the rookie.
Oh no, Oren Burks. Was it Oren Burks?
I thought it was Demetrius Knight.
It might have been. I can't even remember which one it was. Some linebacker stepped in front and kind of broke it up. Yeah. So basically, every clip I saw today was defense. So not that that's a bad thing. I mean, come game time, I always expect Burrow and Chase and T to step up. So if the defense can show some immediate improvements, whether that's coaching or just players, progressing from last season, then I'm all for it, man.
Well, I like what I saw from the defense. I like this from what I saw Al Golden just from watching on the bridge minicamp. Al Golden, and there's no shade on Lou, but Al Golden, I think, is more hands-on as far as a coach. He's out there talking to the guys during the play, or not during the play, but after the play. Like, hey, all right, you did this. Maybe you need to do this next time or whatever. They look more free-flowing and more on the ball pressure, and that's a big thing I think we're going to see this year. More on the ball. We need more on the ball pressure in general, on the quarterback, on the wide receivers, everything. So I'm looking forward to that. So I mean, it was the first day, and Joe said this in his press conference, which I like it because it's not so daggone hot, but it makes it harder for me because I got to get out of work and get to practice. The practice was in the morning at 10 a.m. Now, they're not going to do every practice like that. Most of them are going to be like that because they got to go in the heat sometimes so they can acclimate themselves. It was still hot out there. It wasn't as hot as it would have been at noon when they normally would have started. But one thing Joe said, and I didn't even think about this, which this would be hard. I think this would be hard. I used to work out. Now I just work 40-ounce curls now. But
those are some workouts too, baby.
Right, exactly. But he said, I can get my workout in now. Before he'd have to do it before. He said sometimes, if you don't do your workouts right, you burn yourself out before practice. So I think this is a lot better setup just because of that. Because Joe said he's 100% for the morning practice, and I think is this something to try to get off to a better start? There's a lot of things they're doing to try to get off to a better start. The morning practices, it seemed like it was more up tempo. I mean, they're trying to change stuff, and Burrow and some of the guys are going to start more in preseason. And I'm here for that because we got the Browns and we got Jacksonville. We should be 2-0. We should be.
Definitely should be. I mean, we know historically we've not played good against the Browns, so that's always the
it's always shitty games. It's always like games that don't matter.
It really is. I mean, but it's just it's one of those things that too, but it just after so many, you're like, what is it? What is it with this damn team? And then not that I ever Joe Burrow is one of those guys that I don't worry about almost. I don't mean this in that, but the Jordan, where you feel like you watch him and you're like, does anything ever, he's unflappable. And without being cliche, he really, I see him just walking on the field and I'm like, he looks so damn cool no matter what's going on. So
I know.
It's ridiculous. Honestly, all his nicknames are just straight on for him. So, it's ridiculous, man. But I think the changing up, I think all of that is more just It's with the mindset of let's completely go into things, new coaches, new schedule. You know, we're going to play a little bit more. We're going to, do different things. We're still going to have contract disputes. Don't worry about that. We're going to sprinkle in some of the old. We're not going to get rid of all of that, but
that's what
so
like people keep saying, I wish we just have a normal training camp. I'm like, and I'll go back. This is Trags. Mike Petraglia. They told me this months ago. He covered the Patriots during all their Super Bowl runs. And he said, that's what you get when you have a championship football team and a talented, championship football team. He goes, we had that in New England. There were contract disputes, and they got rid of guys that fans didn't like and all kinds of stuff. So there's and that's, yes. And the thing that I get so tired of is I don't want to hear this whole thing with the Bengals, that they're cheap. Look, Shemar Stewart, he's fighting him on something that is silly and other NFL teams have done. A clause in the contract that other NFL teams have done. I got a list of. There's like 20 teams. I had a list of them yesterday that have done this before. Trey Hendrickson is 30 years old. And I love Trey, and I'm not trying to throw shade on him, but this is what the Bengals and other teams will look at. Trey Hendrickson is just a pass rusher. He's probably the best pass rusher in the NFL right now. But if you compare it to Myles Garrett, TJ Watt, guys like that, they play the run, they play all three downs. Trey doesn't. That's the difference. And when Trey says he's not looking for, to be top of the line player, which he's not going to get, that would be $40-something million. This is one thing I wish the Bengals would do is get these contracts done sooner. But they're not cheap. They're willing to pay people. They actually cost themselves more money with Chase and T. Because they wait so long. They're costing themselves more money with Trey. So this whole thing, they're cheap. Like, they're not cheap. They're not smart sometimes waiting so long, I think. I'm not calling them dumb, but I don't know why they wait so long, because they end up costing themselves more money. So this whole thing, they're cheap.
If they do Trey's last year, even right, they don't have Garrett's and they don't have TJ Watts on the book, and I don't think they would have had who's the other one that Griffin? Yeah. So like they could have, like, a big jump for him would have been to 27, 28. Like 26 maybe. Who knows what he would have taken last year?
I think 28. I mean, that's kind of where I started.
And now
28 with him.
Now, like, it's clearly that number's at the way he's going to be looking is at least for a couple more. He wants to hit that 30 number because everybody's already over that.
Yeah, he's at least 30. He might be 30. I think he's between 30 and 35 is where he wants to be, and that's guaranteed money. But speaking of the Browns, did you happen to see the video? I guess they unveiled a new helmet or something, and they had it on a raft, and they pulled it off, and one of their camera guys fell off the raft, fell off the float right into the freaking river or lake.
No, I didn't, but it would not be surprised if something like that's going to happen. It's going to happen to the Browns.
You got to the Browns, exactly.
Did the helmet was it like the same? When they unveiled their new logo that they changed like one monochrome of color and you couldn't even tell?
Couldn't tell, yeah. Now this looks like a brown helmet is what it looked like. I don't know. I was laughing at the guy falling off the raft more than anything. I got a couple comments here. Paul said Cleveland runs game is always a problem in the AFC North. Now, that's good. That's a good point. And this is where I've said this before. Exactly, Genty. Exactly. Browns being Browns. The run game. I think our defense, run game wise, is already going to be better than it was last year without even playing a game yet, because we got TJ Slayton. We actually have a run stopper in there, and I've said this all offseason. This is a very under publicized move. That we finally got a guy to, I'm not saying replace DJ Reader, because I don't think you can replace DJ Reader. He was truly one of a kind player, but TJ Slayton might be as close as you're going to get. At least I'm hoping so. So with the Browns and the Steelers who like to run the ball, our run defense is going to be better just because of him this year. So that automatically makes our defense better than it was last year just by one guy.
Yeah, if he taking double teams inside and freeing up just even one more gap, right? It's going to help from what we were dealing with last year, was getting pushed around a little bit. I mean, it doesn't help, when your prize free agent defensive tackle doesn't play, but Sheldon Rankins played 2 games last year. So it's like,
4,
all right,
maybe. Yeah.
We're gonna try and get a little bit more pressure on the interior. Nope, we're not, because we're not even gonna play. So,
Right.
So yeah, it definitely will be an upgrade no matter what. And you're right. I think that'll help, because hopefully it spills more up to the outside. Now we need people on the outside who are ready to make those plays. I mean, hopefully these young guys are taking advantage of the reps that they're going to get with some of the players missing. So
yeah, exactly. That's the part that I've said too, is he's not a TJ Slaton's not a pass rusher, but he's going to take up 2 guys. Not necessarily he's not going to be out there on passing downs, but on downs that they run play option or whatever they decide to pass it, and he's out there. He can take up 2 guys and over Trey and Osai and everybody can shoot the gap and go up and get his ass. Now, this is one thing that I thought about too, and with Shemar, seems like he would get in trouble soon. And I don't know. That's is he trying to hide something? This is just like Crip is saying here. What is the big deal? Because why is it such a big thing to not have this in your clause? It makes you want to look into his background, but there is nothing there that I know of. I'm like, why is this such a big deal that you're short-circuiting the beginning of your NFL career for this clause that probably won't affect you? I mean, you didn't get in trouble in college. Are they hiding something? I mean, is there something that Shemar doesn't want us to know about? I mean, it's
crazy, because everything even before the draft, right? And when we first drafted him, before the holdout stuff was even going on, everyone that I saw in the interviews and stuff, they're talking about how he was just a really good character guy, and all this stuff. So not that there hasn't been that stuff put out and then people are hiding stuff. And you're like, holy shit. Right. But it really doesn't seem like there was, but you're right. You start to question, is there something we need to be asking about or looking into? So
why is this why is this the hill you're willing to die on to potentially short circuit your NFL career? It just
what is it? It's his contract's $18.5 million guaranteed, right?
Yeah.
Isn't that what it is?
Yeah. Somewhere around there. It's slotted. Yeah.
$18.5 million. That's, even if I didn't want to sign it because I knew I wanted to go be bad, at a certain point you gotta be like, all right, 18 million is worth not getting in trouble, man.
Yeah,
that's right. Don't get in trouble.
Right. That's all they're asking. It's not. That's why and his crazy agent is acting like he is defending this for all NFL players. Like, dude, here I'll just show you. Right, I got the list here. This is the list of teams that freaking had this in their contract. There, Arizona. I'm not gonna read them all. You see, all them: Arizona, Seattle, Green Bay, Minnesota. You got 49ers, Steelers, Broncos. It keeps going on. Chiefs, Browns. All these teams in one contract or another have used this clause. So it's not something that the Bengals are doing that no other team is doing. And people were trying to argue with me on that on Twitter yesterday. I'm going, it's literally nothing. It's not that big of a deal. People are like, oh, well, if you're contract negotiation, your contract, you should be able to get guarantees. I'm like, if I don't show up to work, I don't get paid. If I go to jail, pretty sure
they're probably not going to pay me.
Yeah, probably not going to pay me, and I might not have a job anymore. I mean, it's that's why I don't understand why people and there are Bengals fans that love the Bengals, and they're like, yes, fight the Bengals, fight them on this. I'm like, why? Don't you want the Bengals to win a Super Bowl? Why? This is so meaningless. At least it should be so meaningless. It should not. It's like Mike Brown said, it's silliness. It's so silly that we're here day one and he's not here because you don't want to sign something that they could take your guarantee. Mike Brown said that they might not necessarily take them away. He said we could. It would give us the option to. That's it.
I've seen a few people say it, and it's like, you've done a really good job of getting Bengals fans, a lot of Bengals fans, to be on Mike Brown's side when a lot of us are predisposed just to be like, I don't know what Mike's doing, but we hate it. So
exactly.
Even though we know, we've heard, Mike wants to win. It's just, we don't, us fans would negotiate if we were billionaires.
Right. It's a Christmas miracle. He did the impossible. He got most Bengals fans. I'll say most Bengals fans because some of them are still like, no, fight him. I'm like, dude, I want him. I don't care. Look, it's not my money. I don't care how much the Bengals pay Trey. I don't care how much they pay Shemar. I want him in camp. I don't care. Like, I just want him in camp. I want to go win the Lombardi. We have a very good chance to do it.
We know there's money. We know that we have, cap space. So I don't care what it is. Just get it done.
Rashard Genty's in the chat. And I've said this for weeks now. He's saying they might have to get new representation. Now, I have questions for Rashard here, since you're a former NFL player. How hard is that? I don't even know how that would even work.
They're like, same thing, right? You got a contract. I think you can fire him.
Right. But I mean, is there money? Because somebody said something like, if he gets a new agent, then the new agent can reimburse the old agent for whatever money he's been given or supposed to get, or something like that. I don't even know how it all works.
I mean, I think that would I have no idea. I've never been reimbursed millions of dollars or anything, but wouldn't that be like if he just, I guess, gave him money with the assumption of his contract coming, right? Or something like that?
Right.
Because, I mean, we didn't hear anything with T, right? When T got rid of Mulligetta, going like, oh, well, now he's got to compensate Mulligetta anyway. But you're right. I have no clue, man. I have no idea how that works.
Oh, there. Rashad says, it's easy. He hasn't signed a contract since, okay, that's what I thought. He was the agent, nothing. So, yeah. At some point, right? You look at the agent and go, you're representing me, and it's not going well. So, right. That's where, and Corey Dillon has said this on my show multiple times. You don't work for the agent works for you. And this is where, and this whole thing, and I know I've been talking about this guy for all week, but it's just mind numbing. This agent literally has no clue what he's doing. And I am not trying to throw shade on Bengalorian or Drew Garrison at all. But he was going to go on. He should have won on the show. He should have won. He said he would go on the show. He should have won on the show. But that's like coming on my show. Why would you come on a show like mine or theirs? You should go if you want to get your voice heard. Or like, it's almost like he's trying to get the Bengals fans on his side. Dude, the Bengals don't care what we think about this. They don't. So it doesn't make any sense, because he even emailed Cap to want to talk to Cap about this, which I'm like, I found that out over this weekend. I'm like, Cap, you should have had him come on my show. I would have taken him.
Get it figured out on here.
Right. Yeah, we'll work it out. But he didn't respond to him. But I mean, it doesn't make any sense. I've never heard of an agent reaching out to a team's fan base to help with the contract negotiation. We don't have anything to do with it.
Yeah, man, that's a new one. That's screams a little bit of desperation. Like, I can't get through to the people I need to get through. Let's talk to the fans, and hopefully they can get through.
I mean, at this point, dude, you lost. And I'm stealing this from Mo Egger, but you lost. You lost. The Bengals are not going to budge. And honestly, the Bengals are like, you know what? If you're going to be I'm almost like this too. Like, if you're going to be this freaking stupid, then sit. Because this is so dumb to not sign your first NFL contract because you're worried that you lose your guaranteed money because you might do something dumb. Like,
guess what?
Worry about. Good.
Guess what's going to happen if you don't sign your contract? You're going to lose your guaranteed money.
Right? Yeah, exactly. You're not going to have any of it. You
lose your guaranteed money either way.
Right. It just, I don't get it. There, Shard's in here. Sometimes as young athletes, we get emotionally attached to our agents. Because, yeah, I get that. I do. But so at this point, though, it's like, I don't know if this will never happen to me. I'm a 50-year-old guy now. I'm like, I never had a shot in the NFL anyway. But I would be like chomping at the freaking bit to get in there and play, especially as passionate as he sounded when he got drafted, how badly he wanted to come into camp and prove the naysayers wrong.
Yeah.
Well, missing camp doesn't help you do that. Unless, for some reason, you're just going to come out here and just play lights out, which I hope you do, but there's no record of you doing that. I mean, you were a rotational player at Texas A&M. I think you're really athletic. I think you can be, but you got to put the work in. It's like Joe Burrow said. And they said in the press conference today. Jackpot said, somebody asked him, how confident, you said last year that you're really damn good. How's your confidence this year? He goes, well, I'm confident because I put the work in. He goes, it would be what's the word he used? You'd be an idiot, or what? He didn't say that word. Just not very smart if you're confident. Delusional. That's what he said. He said you'd be delusional if you're confident in yourself and you don't put the work in. That's what Stewart needs to come in and do now. He needs to come in and put the work in.
Yep.
So it shows out on Sunday. So you could go get your second contract. That could be even bigger than this year's this contract. That's the whole point of this.
You're right. That's the one. Put in that work for the first 5 years as a first round pick, and then, or if you do good enough, that fifth year usually gets absorbed into the next contract anyway. So put in the work, and then you have a little bit of clout to be like, no, this is what I want to see in the contract. Not just come in and know you need work, and then just say, I'm not going to sign it because I don't like your language.
Right. It's like you're short circuiting your NFL career before it even starts.
And then all this talk of he's just going to go back and play at Texas A&M. Well, he can't go right back because he's going to, if anything, he'd have to sue to go back and play and say you're talking about setting a different precedent that way, right? So good luck, man. Just sign the damn contract, get the $18 million, and just don't be a bonehead for 4 years.
Yeah, it shouldn't be that hard, I wouldn't think. T. Berkey, Hiller got the fans in an uproar with extravagant claims that the Bengals were treating Shemar dirty. They were not true. And Duke addressed that. He goes, we're not treating him bad. He's getting bad advice, and that was the interesting. To me, the Bengals were more upfront in how both contract negotiations were going on Monday than I think I've ever heard. Mike Brown was saying, basically don't do anything stupid, don't get arrested. And that's all and he said, I'm not even saying I take your money away. It just depends on the thing. I just want to have the option to do it. And then Duke saying, you're getting bad advice. And then Heller comes back, oh, that's above your pay grade. Like, dude, he's director of player personnel. He's our GM. No, he's not in the contract negotiation, but I'm sure he's been vetted on what's going on.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure he's at least asked a question one time, right? Like, what's going on with the first round pick that we did this year? You know what I mean? Like, so he's above his pay grade. I mean, like you said, he's not in on the contract negotiations, but he's obviously getting the information coming from where, as a player, right? Player personnel, like he needs to know what's going on. So
he should have some idea. My girl Fro here, your back's against the wall when you're doing the Cincy fans YouTube circuit. Right? Like I said, hey, yo, you want to come on my show? I will give you a link right now. Come on, you can talk. Shar, what's up? I agree. Put the work in. Shemar was highly paid in college for NIL. I hope the young fella is not feeling himself. And that's the thing too. You got these players are getting paid now. So it's not like he's a starving college student. He's probably got money. So he's like, I got money. We can just chill on this for a little bit. But the whole thing about this that I think Shemar's missing on this, he's concentrated on the money and the contract. You want to have a long NFL career. You want to play this as long as you can. You got to get off to a good start. I mean, and I'm not trying to throw shade on Max Murphy. I just got to do that every time. Miles Murphy. But Miles has not played up to stuff. Now, I don't think it's completely all his fault. I don't think he's got the playing time and stuff like that. But this is, I think this is his last year. I mean, they could pick up his option. I think this is his fourth year. Yeah. They could pick up his option next year. He's playing for his NFL life this year. They could not pick his fifth year up next year. So you don't want that to happen. You got basically 4 years to come in and prove yourself that you're worth them picking up your fifth year and hopefully negotiating another contract. You need to get that done. Richard, I need 10 sacks. That dude, bro, I will take that. If Miles gets 10 sacks this year, that would be freaking awesome. I will take that in a heartbeat, man.
8 to 10. That's what I mean,
the thing for me is the one I'm more. I'm not gonna say more excited, but I have more confidence in right now. Is Joseph Osai because of the way he played at the end of the year. He was coming on. He finally got healed up from his wrist injury. He's got a fully healthy offseason. They re-signed him. It's a prove-it deal. He got a 1-year contract. He's got David Mulligata now. I think that was the first contract extension the Bengals ever did with David Mulligetta. Now, Joseph comes in there and gets 10 snacks. He's probably gone. Yeah. Mulligetta's going to, but that's fine. I mean, cool. You get 10 sacks or whatever, you help us win on Lombardi. I'd like you to stay, but I get it. Mulligetta's going to go get you your money. But and this is a big year for Joseph Ossai and Miles Murphy. They've got to, even if we get Trey in and even if we get Shemar in and they both play good, those guys have got to play well because I want to get that rotation, the pass rush rotation we had back when we had Dunlap and Michael Johnson and all those guys. That was an awesome pass rush, and we got the guys. We just haven't seen the production yet.
And Murphy's got 2 more years. I just looked it up.
So the fifth year an option?
It's only he was the. Let's see. I'm just double check here. Just wanted to make sure. I thought that seemed weird.
Yeah, I thought the fifth. I thought it was a team option. I thought that's the way first round picks work. They got 4 years, and then the 5th year was a team option. I thought most of them.
No, yeah, they do. I'm just looking. I think he's only into. This is only right his 3rd.
Is it his 3rd?
Going into his 3rd year.
He might be right. Let's see here. Well, because he was a year after Dax. Yeah, I think you are right. Because Dax.
Yeah, he's 23rd. Yeah, he's 23. Dax was 22.
So this is.
I was trying to think for a minute. I was like, something seems like we got two more of control with the option. So yeah. But yeah, hey, we were talking. Hey, when we hear the clips and they're yelling, "There you go, Miles!"
that's what we want to hear. That's what we want to hear. Sorry,
that's the good stuff, man.
Genty here, Gentified. Question: what interior defensive lineman do you guys see making a big jump this year? Interior defense.
Interior.
I can tell you which ones. I'll tell you which ones I'm hoping. I'll put it this way. I think McKinley Jackson has a. I don't. It's either him or oh geez, what kid?
Jenkins.
Jenkins. Thank you. I want to say Michael Jackson. That's Jenkins. Oh my. It's not him. But McKinley Jackson. I was really impressed with him last year. Now he did what I think is going to be hard for Shemar to do because I've never seen a rookie do this. He missed pretty much all of training camp last year because he got hurt. And he didn't play till, I want to say, week 5 or 6. And he started making an impact immediately. So McKinley Jackson is the one I think. Michael Jenkins is the one we need to make an impact. And I think Chris, I keep saying Michael. Chris.
Michael, you're all on the Michael. Michael.
Chris Jenkins. I would love to see him play at the 3-tech and be a pass rusher up there and make a difference. I don't know if that'll happen or not, but those are the 2 for me that I'm looking for. I don't know if I'm expecting it or not. What do you think of interior lineman?
Yeah, honestly, that's really the only 2 that right now that I think could take a jump from what we've seen and from last year. Jenkins, though, he's going to be playing this season without the club on his hand. So that's, just right off the bat, he's going to have both his hands. So that's got to be a big help, right? You're not just clubbing, right? So, and he had some flashes of like penetration, and then McKinley Jackson, like you said, I was surprised. I thought he might be more like a Slayton, right? Like just a body to eat some spaces, right? Take on 2, the double team, but not that he was penetrating like crazy, but he was making some more penetrating plays than I thought last year. So if both of those guys can take that step, McKinley Jackson getting the full off season, not coming off a pup or whatever he started the season on last year, and Jenkins with both hands. I think that helps because, like you said, they've already got Slayton, right? BJ Hill will be in there. So Slayton will be in those double teams, and McKinley Jackson they'll be probably rotating in there. And then between Jenkins, BJ Hill, kind of, if whoever steps up, we'll see, because they're also getting new instruction on how to approach, whatever the attack is, whatever kind of, if they're like, I think,
coach. Yep.
Yeah, I think Golden was saying too that they're going to be, mainly a 4-3 base, but they're going to be, multiple and everything. So they're probably learning different techniques. So some of them, sometimes that change is all you need to be like, oh, this clicks for me and it's a little bit different. So hopefully both of them. But if I had to pick one, I'm just going to say Jenkins. I'm going to say I think with the use of his hands and the experience he got with one hand, I think he can take another step. So
and the other thing too is if those guys do make it more of an impact, that's going to help out BJ Hill because he does better with less snaps. When we had the rotation of him and Lario and DJ Reader, that rotation was awesome. If we get McKinley Jackson or somebody else or Chris Jenkins to get in there with BJ Hill and TJ Slayton and get some kind of rotation again going here, that would help because so in essence, if those guys play a little better, BJ Hill, I think, will play better because he'll get less snaps, if that makes any sense.
Yeah. I mean, if you can, obviously you always talk, people are like, oh, Trey could be out there, more, but if you got a good rotation, Trey will be out there the majority or whoever it is, right? If Slayton's out there and BJ Hill gets that rest, or if, whoever it is, right? Jenkins is out there and BJ Hill gets that rest. When you are playing, I can go hard because I'm going to get rest. And when I don't have to try and make every play because I know everyone else is kind of stepping their game up. So the plays are more natural because everybody's kind of just letting the game come to them instead of trying to make plays.
Exactly.
In all my experience playing in the NFL, I know that.
Oh, yeah. We got all kinds of experience doing this. Yeah. We played high school. We played left out. We played high school.
Hey, man, I was out there like, come on now.
Hey, Rob's like, I had some skills back in the day. What are you talking about? Bengal Bronco. Excited for Miles to get his reps this year. Should have gotten more reps last year, but unfortunately didn't. Yeah, and that was, to me, that was the downfall for Lou. He did not trust the new guys. And that was – I've said this before. When you're going to spend so much money on the offensive side of the ball like the Bengals are, you got to develop people on the defensive side. And for the most part, Lou didn't. I mean, Lou did good when we signed a whole bunch of veterans on the defensive side of the ball, and we took that to the Super Bowl. But we let those guys leave, which we still should have kept Jesse Bates. But that's
such a good draft pick that you let just go. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I think you said when you were talking about it earlier, I think when you were talking about what you saw today at camp was Golden going out there and interacting more and talking more, right? Like that big difference right off the bat, right there, like you said, right? I think Lou was a vet coach, and he liked that he could trust the vets, right?
Right. Yeah.
Get the vets out there, and he doesn't have to be coaching as much. Not that he doesn't want to coach, but he's like, I can trust them, right?
Yeah.
Whereas Al seems coming from college, you have to be more hands-on. So if he's out there and he's kind of giving them what he wants, then the young guys can feel like they can feel more confident, right? Like, all right, this is what he's telling me what I want, as opposed to potentially having to see through the weeds into what, like, all right, Lou, this is what he wants the vets to kind of do. Is this what I should do, right? Whereas Al seems, like you said, a little bit more hands-on with it. So I don't know how that, would affect him, but it seems if I'm a young guy, I would want somebody that's going to be a little bit more, hey, mold me, let me know where to be, tell me what to think, what am I looking for? What's my keys, all of that stuff. So
you want to get them so they're not thinking. They just read and react. I mean,
yeah, there you go.
I mean, the two guys last year that kept getting snaps that shouldn't have, and I love both of these guys, but Von Bell and Sam Hubbard, that's Jordan Battle should have been out there way earlier than he was. This is where Miles Murphy and Joseph Osai should have got more snaps way earlier than they did. We've been off for 48 minutes, and we have not even talked about Fantasy Bankroll yet, brother. So you got a new YouTube show that you just started a little while ago, and you are talking anything and everything fantasy football. Where can people find it? And you got any sleeper picks? What do you got going on fantasy right now?
Yeah, man. So, Fantasy Bankroll. I'm over on YouTube. Just started it. Wanted to get out there and talk a little fantasy with Bengals fans. But I'm not only talking Bengals fantasy. I'm talking fantasy NFL wide. So I'll be posting weekly. Right now, I'm just kind of putting them out there, working on my list through the summer and everything. Getting some of the caught up from last year. Kind of doing some follow up lists. Way too early rankings. Got to get way too early rankings out there. But once the season rolls around, I'll be going and posting on Wednesdays, every Wednesday. So. Kind of before the Thursday night games, after the Monday night games, so we can get into it. So, come check me out. Please give me a like, subscribe, check out the shows I've got posted up. I'll be posting a couple more this week. And then, let me know what you want to talk about. I'm going to be doing a fantasy kind of one-on-one show. I've had a lot of people tell me that they're trying to get into fantasy, and they kind of, need some pointers or need some instruction on what everything means. So I'll be trying to go there next, but let me know what you want to talk about. And yeah, we'll talk on we'll talk some fantasy, man. So Fantasy Bankroll on YouTube, come check it out.
There you go. Yeah, I've done fantasy the last couple of years, and I suck at it. Mostly just because I forget to set my teams. that is my key point to all you fantasy people out there. Make sure you set your teams before the night before. But let's just do this. So who's the number one? Way too early rankings. Who's the number one guy right now as far as fantasy drafts go that everybody would?
So I haven't finalized, but my way too early right now. It's a pretty stacked top 5, right? Obviously between Jahmyr Gibbs, Bijan Robinson, Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase. And it's tough, but probably Saquon Barkley. If he gets his receptions back up, it's probably Saquon Barkley. But that's my top 5 right now. So I dependent upon if you're in a standard league, PPR, all of that stuff. There's a lot you need to look at, but I don't think you can really go wrong. Depending upon if you got keepers and all that stuff with either one of those 5 guys. Obviously, you know who I'm going to lean for, and not just because I'm a Bengals fan, but I think Jamar Chase is just continuing to get better and better. Obviously, him and Joe Burrow continue to just somehow their connection gets better and better every year, and they just continue to amaze me. So obviously, Bijan Robinson, I think if him and Penix click like he kind of was, at the end of the year, and like he was doing with Kirk Cousins, he's a monster too. So, and if Saquon, like I said, Saquon Barkley gets his receptions back up, we know Gibbs is going to get catches in Detroit's offense. So if Saquon Barkley gets his catches back up, he doesn't necessarily need to rush for 2,000 yards again. He can get that 1,700 yard and then 600-700 yards through the air. That would be amazing. So I think all of this, and then we know what Jettas can do. That dude he's the NFL all-time yards per game leader at 79.2 yards per game. So I think it's what it's 79. No, maybe it's 97.2. I got my numbers backed up there, but it's ridiculous. Whatever his numbers are, it's ridiculous.
Crazy. So
it's crazy. You can't go wrong with him there. So.
All right, so Stranger here says just play best ball fantasy. I know what best ball golf is. What's best ball fantasy?
Best ball, that's where you don't have to, you don't set anything. You just you do your draft, and then you just go, right? There's no bench. It's just bench. Hey, who is your best starting lineup for the week? You could have your backup quarterback could beat your starting quarterback, and you don't have to worry about setting it. So it is a good way for people who tend to not set their lineups like you, Ice.
Who don't have the attention span to remember to do it. Oh, yeah.
Well, and that's another good reason to come check out the show on Wednesdays, because I'll be putting in a weekly reminder. Don't forget to get in there and set your lineups, people.
Yeah, exactly. All right, let's see here. Natty Ron wants to know, Jet or Chase? Who would you pick for fantasy right now?
I mean, I'm going Chase. One of the big reasons, too, is because of Burrow, right? I don't know what McCarthy's going to do yet. He could. Jettas is going to be Jettas, but to what level? I want to see how they click first. And I know Burrow and Chase can go out there blindfolded and probably throw for 150 yards a game. So
probably
that's pretty ridiculous. So yeah, I'm going Chase, and that's not just because I'm a Bengals fan. Like I said, I think he's just
because you got McCarthy with the Vikings. You don't know what they're going to be yet.
Yeah. So I mean, we'll see. I still think Jettas is going to be a top 3 to 5 receiver, no doubt. So fantasy wise,
yeah, JJ's pretty good.
Yeah,
slightly.
JJ and JJ, it works out too. If they can click, it's perfect.
Yeah, just think they were both on the same college football team as Jackpot. That's ridiculous. Augie here says, depending on the league type, Saquon is a must.
Yeah, obviously running backs are they're harder to come by. Wide receivers deep, man. So you can get much better. I've been doing a tier list on my show, which kind of breaks down an average over the last 5 years of 1 through 5, 6 through 10. That's the tiers are broken down by 5. But it kind of shows you the point differential when you miss out on certain tiers. And when you miss out on that top tier of running backs, that tier 2 of running backs, you're missing out on a good 100 points a year, which can be 2 or 3 games sometimes. So yeah, it's tough. If You're not going to go wrong with any of them, but like I said, Saquon, I lean a little bit more towards Bijan just because he's going to get you. Bijan and Gibbs are going to get you the catches right now. If Saquon gets his receptions back up like he had in New York, I think when he had was it 70 or something? That's a number I'm pulling out of my head from all my numbers. But whatever, he had a lot of receptions a few years back. If he gets it up higher, he doesn't need to, like I said, doesn't need to hit that 2,000 yards to be the top running back. So.
Augie says he's got the first pick. He's thinking Saquon. Any thoughts? PPR, 5 points per.
So PPR, so he gets a half point per reception. So like that, going right back to it, man. If he gets those reception numbers up, I think he's going to get the rushing yards. You know that offense doesn't throw as much. So that's my only hang up with him. And my hang up has still got him at the third running back. So it's not like I'm like, don't go for him. If you get him, I'm still like, yes. The only hang up is if you're in a PPR league and Gibbs is getting you 70 or 80 catches, that's an extra 40 to 50 points right there in a half point PPR league. So
where's Chase Brown in all this? Because I think Chase Brown is, to me, I'm not a fantasy guy, but to me, he'd be a sleeper because I think he's going to I think he got shot at 1,500 total yards this year, to be honest. With it,
yeah, I don't have my projections for him right here. I do have my list up. I have him at my way too early at 7th. He might, drop down a little bit, raise up a little bit. I'm trying to work on my finals right now, but just kind of going off his projections he was a beast, once he took over when Moss got hurt, it was ridiculous. His numbers projected out, I want to say, to 1,700 yards on the season or something crazy like that. And he was catching the ball. He was one of those high PPR guys. So if you're in a league where you're getting points per reception, then he's the one that he's one of those guys that you want to have because I think he ended up with 65 catches. I got so many numbers, all this research I've done in my head. I don't have any of the numbers right now. I've just got my list. So
come on, hit the computer up here.
Yeah. So he ended up with a good amount of reception zone. Like I said, if you're in one of those PPR, either half point PPR or full point PPR league, then you want those extra 30 to 40 points that you can get. So
Augie said Chase Brown is like a fourth round, fifth average, 6th round steal.
If it depends if you're in a 10 or 12 man league. I mean, if you're getting him, it depends on how the other rest of the scoring is set up. Because sometimes, you get big play, bonuses and stuff like that. So receivers will jump up there. But if you're getting him, yes, in the 5th or 6th round, I'm going to guess that's a steal for sure for me, at least where I would have him ranked. Even if I drop him down in my finals, I'm going to probably have him 10 to 12 at the very least up there. So I would think that gets him into the 3rd or 4th round, to be honest with you.
There you go. Genty here says, can't quite understand fantasy to save my life. Makes me want to pull my hair out. You still got your hair? That's good. No, I still have mine.
Well, hey, come over on Wednesdays, man, and check out Fantasy Bankroll. I'll help you out, Genty. Let's go, baby.
Yeah, he can educate you. That's how Carl Pickens found you. He was on your video.
Yeah, man.
It doesn't crack me up. He kept calling you Bankroll.
That's all he called me the entire weekend. Bankroll.
I'm like, I finally asked him, I was like, who the hell are you talking about? He goes, him. I'm like, that's Rob.
I loved it. I was like, all right. I knew who he was talking to every time. I was like, all right, Bankroll. He's like, Bankroll, let's talk. I was like, all right, hey, no, that's it was how I started talking to former Bengal Carl Pickens, who was in town this weekend, and I got to hang out with him a little bit. So it was good to get to talk to him a little bit and stuff. But he reached out on my show page and everything too. So big shout out to him, and glad to see him this weekend and get to meet him a little bit.
Yeah, we got to hang out with him at one of the best barbecue places around and one of the best families around, Tim and Nicole at Midwest Best.
Yeah, shout out to Midwest.
They are awesome people, great Bengals fans, and delicious wings. Carl was talking to him about potentially having a Pickens wing up there. So that might be the next. You got the Uno, you got the Dillinators, you got the CTB wings. Hey, maybe we'll have some Pickens wings up there. We'll see.
I feel like there's some good names you can make with Pickens too. You know what I mean? Like the Slim Pickens or something. You know what I mean?
Slim Pickens. Make them really skinny wings.
Nobody wants those.
No, I want the big fat ones.
What those big ones? Yeah, the big.
What was your favorite wing out there? So you've been out there a couple times. What you got?
Oh man, I'm just honestly, I'm just a hot guy, so hot is always just good. But I honestly love the Dillinator wings. That's like I don't even know what their blend is on it, but he said like lemon pepper and something. I'm like,
when Corey first said it, going, that doesn't sound like good. Then I ate it. I'm like, ooh, that's
it didn't. I mean, because I don't normally venture out of that hot realm. Just give me hot, like a barbecue or a hot, and that was kind of. I want to kind of describe it as a barbecue type of rub or kind of, but whatever it was, Tim Nicole, keep it up. I love it.
Pork Chop said Carl Pickett's called you Bankroll. Your name is now Bankroll.
What's it say at the bottom?
Bankroll.
Name's in parentheses. You call him Bankroll.
Augie said should have had a family deal named after TJ Hush after all the food he ordered. Dude, Carl did the same thing. I'm not kidding. Carl ordered a whole bunch of stuff and didn't eat. Well, he ate most of it, but still had some left over. And then he was wanting to go back because we were going to go back Saturday night, but he didn't get done with the Jungle Jam till later. So I don't know if he got to go back out there or not, but he wanted to go back out there. So he did the same thing that TJ did. Ordered a whole bunch of I still remember. I'll never forget it's TJ. I think you're standing there when he said this to me. Walked out of the truck and gave a handshake. He goes, "This shit better be good." He's a long way out here. I'm like, dude,
don't worry. I promise it is. Well, it's good, like you said, because Pickens wanted to go back out there. He was ready to go back out. He was like, man, that was, when you're only in town for a couple of days and you want to go back there because, the ribs, the wings, sweet barbecue and lemon pepper. Hell yeah.
There you go. I knew it was lemon something.
So that's why, barbecue. That's okay. It makes sense. Mm-hmm. And I'm not normally that big of a barbecue guy, but I loved it.
Yeah, it's like everyone was asking me which one's my favorite. I'm like, all of it. I don't have a favorite. I mean, first time I got the ribs was Friday night, and because Nicole was like, last time you were out here, we had the ribs. Well, I was out there setting up the show for Bengals and Brews, and I don't even think I ate anything. I was too busy running around trying to set up their show, so I never even got anything. So I got the ribs this last time. I'm like, oh, they are good. I guess
I got a half slab too. They were great.
Yeah, I tell you, I just throw a dartboard at the menu, and it's freaking delicious. It's awesome.
You honestly can't go wrong.
Exactly. All right, boy. Well, we've been on for an hour and a minute. You guys still doing the get around with golfing, or is that what's going on?
No, we are with. Well, there's been some movement. People were moving around, and Mike just bought a house, and the end of the year last year with the holidays and everything. So we filmed a little bit, and we started to try and get the process going. But I got to film about 3 weeks ago with Corey and Mike, and then I filmed a little bit, from the Great American. So I got a little bit of a editing process to do on there, but that one's going to be one. I'm trying to get a couple of those edited up so that we have a couple of those to post up. But yes, we're definitely doing it. You heard me talking to Dan Horde. I told Dan Horde, hey, we're getting, getting around show. So let's get back. Let me step back here a little bit. Me, Mike Eversole, and Corey Dillon we live out here in San Diego, out in California, LA area. And we are in the process of getting together a show called Getting a Round. It's getting a round with somebody, but also getting around to golf. So not going to be no Bryson DeChambeau breaking 50. I'll tell you that. But we're going to be out there having some fun. And once the episodes start getting posted, I will let everybody know, and you can get on there and check it out, and you can laugh and comment on how bad and funny we are of golfers, except for Corey. He smashed the shit out of the ball. So you can watch him. You can watch him drive the par 4 and watch me try to. I'm there. I'm ready to beat him. Where you at, Corey? I'm ready to. There. It's there. So it's coming, baby.
All I know is the first video you guys did with Corey, that camera guy you had on there, that dude was awesome. I mean, he was the best camera guy you had.
He was the best guy. I mean, a little annoying, but he was the best camera guy. His angles were the best. So.
And his commentary too. His commentary was good too. So
yeah, man.
Whenever Bankroll gets the video together, you'll get to see my debut on getting around as we got to hit golf balls at GABP, and how you guys see how awful I am. So
No, don't let Ice tell you. He hit some good shots out there. We won't talk about the shots that Greg hit or didn't hit, but we will see some good shots from Ice.
Greg was swinging this so many times. I was like, God.
I was like, we'll just say that was a warm-up shot there, Craig.
That was a mulligan. We only got like one mulligan. He got a mulligan like on every shot. I love Greg.
We got 3 shots in the simulator, and Greg got 6 shots. I'll tell you that. That's all I can tell you. It just
he hit the one and it hit the pole.
Like you didn't even trip the sensor, Greg. It's all right. Go again.
That was awesome, dude. That was awesome. All right, brother. Well, hey. since I got you on here during the season, maybe we'll get you on here at least once a week and try to do some fantasy stuff. So anybody who wants to do any kind of fantasy talk, first of all, go subscribe to a show, and then we can get you back on here during the season and closer to when the season starts and when people are starting to do their fantasy drafts and stuff. And because I am no expert whatsoever, but I do like talking football and fantasy, so we'll get you back on here again and go talk some fantasy football. But
let me know, man. End of August, that first week of September are usually the big draft time. So I'll have my final rankings finalized here within the next few weeks and start getting that ready to get posted. So yeah, let me know end of August when it's looking good for you and when you got some openings, and then I'll hop on and we'll talk final rankings and see if anybody wants to come on and see what they want to talk about.
There you go. Tell everybody about the show again. Where can they find it? What's the name of it again?
Fantasy Bankroll on YouTube. I'm on Instagram, Fantasy Bankroll, and then there is TikTok, Fantasy Bankroll as well too. So posting all my videos on there, short clips, and the long form is on YouTube. So different sections in there, different segments. So yeah, come check it out. Leave me a comment. Let me know what you want to talk about. Let's talk some fantasy.
There you go, brother. All right, Robert. Appreciate you, brother. Hey, we're winning the Super Bowl this year.
Fuck yeah, baby. Let's go.
Let's go. Who day? Oh, wait. Try that again. Say who day.
Who day?
I cut him off too early. All right, guys. I hope you enjoyed that as much as I did. Rob's awesome. Make sure you guys go follow him for Fantasy Bankroll and for getting around on their golf channel. It's fantasy football is cool. Like I said, I really wish I was better at it. I wish I would get into it, but wintertime, football time is just crazy time of year for me as far as work goes and doing the shows at Moorline and doing the tailgates at Moorline and doing this every day and then actually working my other two jobs. So it's really hard for me to do fantasy football. But for you guys, I hope you guys, for all of you who do fantasy football, I'm going to get Rob back on here some more so we can talk some fantasy and hopefully he'll help you out. But thanks for watching. I've been live streaming on YouTube, Facebook, X, Twitch. You can follow me on all of those along with Instagram, Threads, and TikTok. I will be pulling a sound off later on tonight, put it on the podcast. Please check it out. I get like 2 people listening to it. It's like some more people listening to the podcast. It's the audio version. It's not the video. It's the audio version. It's on BeatPod, Apple iTunes, Spotify, Google, Stitcher Play, pretty much wherever you get your podcast. Do me a favor. Please make sure you rate, like, and review. Leave a comment and a 5-star review so more Cincinnati fans can find my podcast. Shout out to my great sponsors of the show. They are as followed: Priority Lawn and Landscaping. Give Johnny a call at 513-430-6114 for all your lawn and landscaping needs. Grass, shrubbery, mulch, any kind of, like I said, they'll do retaining walls, they'll do paper patios, anything. Priority Lawn and Landscaping, 513-430-6114. Also, shout out to T Properties, quality housing for quality people. Check out the website at www.tpropertiesllc.com for all your rental property management needs and your rental needs. And of course, we got the man, the myth, the legend, Matty Myers, and his awesome window company, Meyer Window, Door, and More. Their website's MyersCincinnati.com. I got them in my house. I highly recommend you get them in yours. They're easy to clean, energy efficient, great looking windows. Meyer Window, Door, and More. And of course, my favorite brewery, Moorline Lager House. We will be doing a tailgate down there for every Bengals home game again. We'll be doing a tailgate or watch party for every road game this year as well. So that will be happening. I got some more news coming up here later on. But between now and then, please do me a favor. Go on down and drink you some delicious Moorline Lager House. Thursday night, tomorrow night, get down there for Roebling, Rocket on the Roebling. It's a cool place. They got an awesome awesome band out there. They play up on the grassy area right next to Moorline Lager House. You can listen to some great music, drink some delicious beer, eat some delicious food. Moorline Lager House. Other than that, you guys have a wonderful show. And yeah, Augie, go to Moorline House so you come into town and drink a shot. There you go. You guys have a wonderful show. Wonderful day. I had a wonderful show. You have a wonderful day. And remember one thing, and one thing only. That's Who Day for life. Throw it up. That's just sports, baby. See ya! Another great show. You guys still here? The show's over. You can come back tomorrow. I'm out of here. See ya.